Alright, my people, welcome back onto this channel. Well, this is another strong one reaching us. It won't work. Nigerians reject Senator Nwoko'S bill on monthly rent payment. Alright, my people, the news in details. Recently, the senator representing Delta North, Nwoko, announced he will be initiating a bill titled 1 month rent limitation and the Landlord Registry Act to allow tenants pay their rent monthly instead of the current 1 year, 2 or 3 year practice if passed into law. Well, meanwhile, the senator said the essence of the proposed bill was to aid tenants pay their rent easily, therefore fostering a cordial relationship between the landlord and the tenant. He stated that the issues at stake concern not only the poor but also the rich, as there were different classifications of houses all over the country. According to his statement, I quote, "The issue here is that it is unfair on tenants to be asked to look for such huge amount for advance payment of rent of 1 year or 2 years. It is not done in any civilized nation. Where does the money come from? Would it come from begging, lying, stealing, killing, deceiving?" he queried. For this to work, Nwoko spoke of the need for a rent control body to effectively monitor and then implement the law in every local government and then in every state. Every tenancy agreement must be in a written form and then a copy must be filed by the landlord and the tenant at the rent control agency. This must be done 2 weeks before the commencement of the tenancy, otherwise there will be a fine of 10% of the total rent sum, he said. Nwoko seems not to be the only one thinking that monthly rent payment is the best for Nigerians in the era. Former Minister of Power, Works and then Housing Babatunde Fashola also recently called for a review of tenancy laws in state to compel landlords to collect rent monthly. Fashola, who spoke during the launch of his book titled Nigerian Public Discourse, The Interplay of Empirical Evidence and then Hyperbole in Lagos, said the advance payment of rent up to 3 years or more was overwhelming tenants. According to him, many houses are unoccupied due to the way rents are being collected. He urged other states to copy the tenancy bill passed by the Lagos State House of Assembly in 2011, which criminalized the collection of rent over 1 year in advance from a new tenant. Fashola noted further that instead of just complaining about housing, every state house of assembly must do something to elevate the pain of tenants, especially with the current realities of the day. Can we bring it down from 3 years to 1 year? Can we hopefully bring it down to 6 months? Can we let it coincide with when people get paid at the end of the month, he said. Monthly or yearly rent, Nigerians are divided on the issue. While some think it will be a welcome development if passed into law, others think Nigeria is not ripe to practice such an approach as practiced in many countries. How can we pay monthly rent when our salaries are being delayed? Ima Ezogu, a civil servant working in one of the ministries, queried. Haven't you heard that some civil servants are yet to be paid their January salaries? So how will they cope if the rent is monthly when they are not paid when they are supposed to? That won't work. Oh, yeah. Uzo Egbu, who is a tenant in Dede, concluded, for Henry Aja, an automobile painter and then a tenant in Kabwa, payment of monthly or yearly rent should solely depend on the type of job a tenant has. It is all about your income for me and the type of business you do. As a painter, my job comes and goes. I can get a job today and tomorrow I won't. So how do I navigate the challenge of paying rent monthly? He said. A meat seller in Wuse Market, Taju Yinka, however, has a different opinion. For him, the monthly rent is the best considering the economic situation of the country. You won't feel it if you pay little by little. Paying a whole lump of money looks as if all your yearly savings is going to the landlord, but paying monthly will make you not feel the impact of payment at all, he said. Property agent Sonny Nwadike supports Yinka's submission. Nothing that with the economic situation, paying a sum of money for rent at a go will destabilize the breadwinner. We have a lot of responsibilities. You have dependents who you have to take care of. Let's say somebody is paying 1.5 million naira a year as a rent. It is not easy for the person to gather the money at once to give to the landlord. It is not easy due to the economy, but paying like 125,000 naira monthly will not affect you at all, he explained. Well, meanwhile, Nwadike accused landlords who ask for yearly rent of being greedy, adding that if they are more considerate, payment of monthly rent is achievable. But for Richard Modi, a landlord who also manages houses for some house owners, monthly payment of rent will not be beneficial to house owners who normally want to invest the paid rent to other projects. Well, for example, the rent I will be collecting this year, I intend to use it to start up a land project in Mkpape. If my tenants keep paying monthly, I will not use the money to achieve anything. It will all go for feeding and then frivolous things, he said. Well, meanwhile, Modi also added that with the attitude of some tenants who deliberately choose not to pay their rent, monthly payment is not an option he is willing to explore. I am also a caretaker for some houses in Lugbe. What some tenants make me pass through is unimaginable. Some will still take you to court even without paying their rent. It won't work, is stated. All right, my brother, my sister, a lot of things do actually being said. Yeah, well, a lot of people have, I think we have some few people who have agreed to this. Well, oh, it won't work. Nigerians reject Senator Nwoko'S bill on monthly rent payment, and exactly what is actually reaching us. Well, some people are even opinion that talking about rent or no rent, the fact is that what you are supposed to tackle is how things will get easy, how the economy will go down well for everybody to be satisfied, because it is so difficult out there. How long are we going to continue in this manner? And exactly what the people are talking about. What more can we say onto this? Meanwhile, let me have your own take on this, my people, and remember to subscribe for more updates if you're just joining us on this channel for the first time. All right, thanks and God bless.